listen, she's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you.
Imagine this. It's New Year's Eve, confetti's falling, champagne's popping, and Angel Reese drops a photo. But it's not your typical New Year, New Me post. It's bold. It's unapologetic. It screams spotlight, not sports mode. Within hours, the internet's in flames, and not the celebratory kind. Stephen A. Smith lights into her on air.
Here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
From dominating the paint as the WNBA's rebounding queen to vanishing into the digital shadows, Angel Reese's journey has taken a sharp, unexpected turn. It's the kind of story every rising athlete should pay attention to. But don't worry, we're not just here to recap headlines. Stephen A. Smith didn't pull a single punch. He slammed Reese for what he called a thirst for attention, drawing sharp contrast with the poised, ever-polished Caitlin Clark. What exactly did he say? And how could this firestorm reshape Reese's future in the league? Buckle up, because it gets even deeper.
Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue.
The clock's winding down to midnight. 2025 is just seconds away, and there's Angel Reese stepping into the spotlight in a show-stopping dress that turns heads and drops jaws. A bold move, no doubt. But the internet? Let's just say it wasn't clapping. Reese hits post on a glamorous video, probably expecting likes, fire emojis, maybe even a viral moment. Instead, the response was instant and brutal. Comments rolled in like a tidal wave, some so savage they made even her most loyal fans wince. When your own supporters start asking, "What were you thinking?" you know something went seriously sideways.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Now, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. Hey, they could be in college in LA, in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy would drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it. That's me.
So what exactly set the internet on fire? Picture this. Angel Reese in a daring, barely there dress that left little to the imagination. She wasn't just celebrating the new year. She was commanding attention, strutting confidently in a look designed to shock and awe. This wasn't your typical festive glam. It was a full-blown fashion statement with no apologies. And it worked. Maybe too well. As the reactions snowballed and the criticism intensified, something strange happened. Her social media went silent. Then, without warning, her entire Instagram, gone. Just like that. Deleted. Disappeared. Like it was never there.
She deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
You know things have hit a boiling point when Stephen A. Smith pulls up with an opinion, and this time, he didn't hold back. When it came to Angel Reese's headline-grabbing New Year moment, Smith skipped the usual hot takes and went straight into disappointed dad territory. No punches pulled, no sugarcoating. His reaction wasn't just commentary, it was a full-on reality check. And trust us, it's one worth unpacking.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
First things first, Stephen A. Smith wasted no time calling out what he saw as a major contradiction. With the precision of a mic drop, he pointed out the double standard. You can't step into the spotlight with a provocative image, then turn around and slam others for objectifying you. Oof, talk about a reality check. But Smith wasn't done, not even close. He made it clear that Angel Reese wasn't getting a pass. Not this time, not on his watch.
Yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists, and she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
Now that was a slam dunk of a comparison. On one side, you've got Caitlin Clark, laser-focused, building a brand rooted in dominance on the court, endorsements stacking up like trophies. On the other, Angel Reese, who, well, let's just say the headlines aren't all about basketball. But Stephen A. didn't stop at surface-level shade. He took it further, questioning Reese's direction entirely. Is she chasing greatness as an athlete or clout as an influencer? Can she truly balance both without one undermining the other? Right now, it's starting to feel like a high-stakes identity tug-of-war, and Reese might be losing ground.
Here's what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as big.
Stephen A. Smith wasn't the only one with thoughts. His guests chimed in and threw even more gas on the fire. Their take? Angel Reese isn't just seeking attention. She's craving any kind of spotlight, good or bad. It's like she's locked into a never-ending game of look at me, while the rest of the sports world is locked in on wins, stats, and championships. And that contrast?
What's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there.
Let's get real for a moment. Because in the high-stakes world of pro sports, talent isn't the only thing that matters. Your reputation, it travels just as fast as your highlight reel. It's not just about buckets, rebounds, or stats. It's about how you show up off the court, too. And right now, Angel Reese's off-court moves are making more noise than her game. According to Stephen A. Smith, that's the red flag. The spotlight's shifting and not in her favor. He put it plainly, Reese needs to figure out what lane she wants to dominate, basketball or social media. Because in a world where attention spans are short and legacies are built moment by moment, the wrong move can turn a rising star into a warning sign faster than you can say, account deactivated.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes with it.
So, what's next for Angel Reese? Will she take Stephen A. Smith's tough love to heart and refocus on the game that made her a star? Or will she lean in even harder to the glitz, glam, and social media spectacle? That's the million-dollar question, and right now, the spotlight is hers to handle. The ball's in her court, literally and figuratively. All eyes are watching to see if she'll rise or retreat. But before we go any further, let's pivot to the standout stars Smith held up as examples, the ones who've mastered the art of balancing fame with focus. Trust us, you'll want to see who made the cut. And hey, if you're still with us and vibing with the content, go ahead, subscribe, and turn on those notifications.
It might have been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that it's going, even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis in a lot of people's eyes, number one.
While Angel Reese seems caught up in the whirlwind of drama, Caitlin Clark is out here living her best life, and honestly, it shows. These two stars couldn't be more different in their approach. Clark has been busy, and for all the right reasons. She recently took the stage at a prestigious women's forum in Massachusetts, rubbed elbows with football legends Jason and Travis Kelce on their podcast, and racked up a ton of Athlete of the Year awards. And let's not forget, she's been hitting the gym hard with new head coach Stephanie White, putting in the work to back up every accolade. Clark isn't just talking the talk, she's walking the walk. Meanwhile, Reese is embroiled in social media controversies, while Clark is out there making major moves and building a legacy. It's wild to see the difference in priorities. One's in the spotlight for the right reasons, the other, well, not so much.
Number two, she was seen doing various interviews and what have you, talking about threats, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. That's what I'm saying, Tori.
The media can't get enough of this story. It's like a sports movie playing out in real time. Caitlin Clark is getting all the praise, not just for her game on the court, but for how she carries herself off it. And then there's Angel Reese. Well, that's a different chapter altogether. Let's break it down. Clark isn't just playing ball, she's building a legacy. She's got the game, the charm, and the brains to match. While people are caught up in Reese's drama, Clark is out here inspiring a generation.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
In the world of sports, how you handle fame can make or break your legacy. Caitlin Clark is setting the bar high, showing that staying relevant doesn't require drama, just pure talent, relentless hard work, and a level head. The contrast between her and Angel Reese couldn't be clearer. Clark is all about the game, focusing on what truly matters. Meanwhile, Reese is making waves for reasons far removed from basketball. At the end of the day, it's all about how you handle pressure, fame, and responsibility. Clark is proving that you can be a star without the chaos, and that's the kind of win that lasts.
We have to remember one thing, she's not Caitlin Clark. And we can't ask her to be anyone else besides herself, and especially not right here. We're not going to do that. We want you to be you. We love seeing the great parts of your journey, but we also have to remember she's 22 years old.
Let's talk about the true cost of fame, folks. Is all this attention-seeking really worth it for Angel Reese? Time to break it down. First up, let's talk about cold, hard cash. Sure, controversial posts might rack up likes faster than a buzzer beater, but do they actually translate into something real, like money? Well, they kind of do. Before all the recent drama, Reese was sitting pretty with some major endorsement deals from heavy hitters like Reebok, Beats by Dre, and Amazon. In fact, her estimated endorsement value was a cool $1.8 million. Not bad for a 22-year-old, right? But here's the catch. Those big money deals, they're starting to hang by a very thin thread. Brands are all about aligning with athletes who represent positive, strong images. And when you're constantly tangled up in controversy, that becomes a liability. Reese's once promising partnerships are now teetering on the edge. It's like she's fumbled the bag, and now she's scrambling to recover. Imagine having the world at your feet and losing it all over a few bad decisions. It's a game-changing moment, and one that could have serious consequences for her brand.
We understand that everybody's got their own taste, their own flavor, and certainly their own rights. But there are other people that's going to exercise their rights to be ultra critical about it. And then I'm not even talking about the outfit that Angel Reese has worn. I'm talking about the overall pressure of having to be compared as a brand to somebody who's conducting their branding with near perfection. That's what I'm saying. She's going to have to deal with that, Tori, whether she likes it or not.
You know what's wild? Angel Reese had a massive 5 million followers on Instagram before she hit the pause button and disappeared from the platform. That's a huge audience. Think of all the influence, brand deals, and potential endorsement. Deals that just vanished in the blink of an eye. But that's just the surface. Let's dig deeper into the long-term effects. When it's time for Reese's contract renewal, will WNBA teams be second-guessing their decision to sign her? That's the million-dollar question right now. Remember Kyrie Irving? His social media antics cost him some serious endorsement dollars and damaged his image long-term. Could Reese be heading down the same risky path? It's a gamble that could end her career before it truly begins, faster than a coach's bad call.
Bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you, okay? And so you could be in a nice dress, you could be on a red carpet, you could be on the beach on vacation or whatever. What you post is what they're paying attention to because they're trying to measure what your intentions are based off of what they see.
Let's get real for a second. Angel Reese is only 22. Are we being too harsh, or is she not facing enough tough love? Some fans are starting to question if she has the right people in her corner. It's like watching a rookie trying to find their way on the court without a solid game plan. You want to root for her, but boy, she's making it difficult. Here's where things get even trickier. What about the younger fans who look up to Reese? Is this the kind of example she wants to set? Right now, it feels like she's giving a masterclass in what not to do on social media 101. Not exactly the kind of legacy you'd want to leave behind, but here's the kicker. Fame is a double-edged sword. Reese is learning that the hard way. One moment you're riding high, the next you're dealing with the consequences. However, in sports, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Reese has the potential to turn this turnover into a comeback story for the ages. If she can regain control and refocus, there's still time for her to rewrite her narrative.
And the people right now who are going through this, who are facing these moments, who are thrust into the spotlight, take a look at your advisors around you. Do they have your best interest? And if you do get pushed back in this way, ask yourself, who were the people around me during that time? And what do they say about this? And keep that in mind, because your reputation, at the end of the day, you have the power over that.
Angel Reese's recent actions have sent shockwaves through the sports world, and the implications for her career are significant. The real question now is, how will she bounce back? In the cutthroat world of professional sports, reputation isn't just important, it's everything. And right now, Reese's image is taking a hit. Let's be real. She's standing at a crossroads, facing one of the most crucial moments of her career. It's time for Reese to decide what kind of legacy she wants to leave behind. Will she be remembered for her talent on the court or for the drama off of it? Because in this world, you can't have both. The stakes are high, and it's time for Reese to step up and show the world what she's really made of. Everyone's watching, waiting for her next move. How she handles this situation could very well make or break her career. Will she let her game speak for itself, or will the controversies continue to overshadow her undeniable talent? The clock is ticking, and the pressure is mounting. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest. Don't forget to turn on notifications and click the video on the screen for more. We'll see you in the next one.